I said hold on.
Don't go and do something stupid. The only stupid thing would be to not kill you.
Oh, look, I can explain. Just shut up. Aaron, I am not.
Enough of your bull.
All of a sudden, I love Aaron. The acting is so good when you can feel a character's anger like that. That's what season 10 has been so good at. I spoke some proper good shit on these characters back in season 9. I remember when I made the top 10 worst The Walking Dead characters video, and yeah, one of my favourite videos actually, really funny, but that was based off of cringe, so I should rename that to top 10 cringy The Walking Dead characters and remake the top 10 worst, because Aaron should not have been on there. But what we're seeing here is a perfect contrast of Aaron and Negan. Do you remember earlier on in season 10 when they were arguing? They actually had an altercation with a walker, he had a poison ivy in his face. Negan proved himself and saved Aaron. We're seeing here Aaron has found him as a whisperer. And of course in episode 11 we actually found Daryl find out Negan through the tree tactic. So different to the comics, these characters are already finding out about what he's up to, but not really the intent. We know the intent, but the characters really think he's joined up. A massive change from the comics, but why? Now, of course, before we begin with this video, I do need to make sure you're subscribed. If you're watching this video, you are subscribed, aren't you? Make sure you subscribe to be a Whisperer Negan. You're on your own mission, you do what you want, and you look cool as shit. But if you don't subscribe, you'll be like Nicholas. Don't be like Nicholas. Subscribe to be cool. If you don't subscribe, you're going to be a Nicholas, a seasoned 5 Gabriel. A massive put. Now honestly, if you do subscribe, it's very nice of you, and I do appreciate it. Be like Whisperer Negan. Just don't be like Nicholas, really. Just in life, don't be like Nicholas. In this video, we're going to be breaking down the trailer for The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 12. The Battle of Hilltop carries on. This episode already looks unbelievable. If you thought episode 11 was good, this is insane. Hilltop isn't just on fire. It's completely chaotically destroyed. It's that annihilated that it's unrecognisable. Of course, like I've always said, there's got to be some characters that die in the battle. That's not just arbitrary, that's just what happens in a battle. It's not just a guess, we've just seen what's going to happen. We've been told this in these episodes. I would say characters like Earl is, of course, a massive suspect on who's going to die. But, funnily enough, you know Jerry's wife Nabila? We haven't seen her for quite a while. In fact, she's barely had overall 30 minutes of screen time. But the actress accidentally said goodbye on Twitter. Whether she got the episodes mixed up or she genuinely is just trying to say goodbye before the episode actually happens, she said she has enjoyed the ride and she just wants everyone to know she's thankful for it. And so it's very likely that Nabila does die next week. Now, the important thing about that is she would get Paula's comic death. That's an awful death to have, and it would be Daryl watching her because Rick isn't in the show anymore and it would be adapted. So with the actress saying that she's going to leave, Nabila, just Jerry's wife getting killed like that, Daryl would have to tell him. And that's sad because Jerry's being funny again, he's being himself again. If you didn't see him in season 9, he's finally coming out, which is convenient because his wife's about to die. If Nabila does die next week, if this was her actress saying goodbye on Twitter, she will get Paula's comic death, and that's an awful death to have. And it actually would happen at the Hilltop. So just look out for Nabila. If it doesn't happen next week, it is really alarming that she said this. Could she just simply be reflecting upon her career on The Walking Dead? Yes, but let's look at reality here. She's saying goodbye. There are 2 mystery guests listed on The Talking Dead, and I think Nadine Marissa is going to be on it. The opening minutes for episode 12 are brutal and epic, and I don't use that word often. It's so good. This sneak peek had no music, it was just pure brutality. Fire has completely eaten this place up. We see Judith actually kill someone, a human being, for the first time. And although I think Earl is likely to die, he takes Judith away from the violence. It's not actually clear if he manages to escape himself. We see Ezekiel leading the children away. Remember, he made that deal with Daryl to take the kids. Daryl and characters like Rosita have likely just split up in their own small group, as we see in the trailer. You may have noticed that Carol's not on the front lines of this battle, and that's because she was on the walls of Hilltop with her bow. She's acting as an archer, a scout. Interestingly, we see Eugene looking up at where his radio would be. That room is engulfed in flames, and we see Rosita run after him. Now, we've seen she does survive because she's with Daryl in this shot right here, but there's got to be a reason that she was cut on her arm to be sent to Hilltop. Remember I said that it was cleverly done. She was cut on her arm by Beta, and that injury sent her straight to Hilltop. But why? What's the purpose of that for this scene? Look me in my eyes as I explain this bullshit. So I woke up in the morning and the first thing I did was look at the comments on my latest YouTube video. You know, it's nice to do that, it's nice to wake up to that. And I already woke up with a headache. But I'm pretty sure I had some kind of stroke that you're not meant to have till you're about 60 after reading the comments. Quite a few comments saying I missed the point of the Eugene and Rosita kissing scene. If you thought it was possible for any human being to miss the point of this scene, I'm going to assume you're a teenage girl, or you've never had experience with any girls. It's Nicholas's. They haven't subscribed yet, they haven't had the detox go through their system yet. Anyone with a brain knows the point of this scene. Rosita was seeing if Eugene really liked Stephanie. Why was that an issue in the first place, you weird bitch? No, of course there was no malicious intent behind it. I get the intent, they're best friends. I don't hate Rosita because of it. If it was a real person doing this though, I would be judging on awareness. Eugene has had feelings for her in the past, so this was the worst thing she could possibly have done. Now that he's actually found someone that he likes. I mean, it's clear, Rosita was pretty clear that she knew Eugene wouldn't end up doing it, but we didn't know that. Eugene was fully prepared to do it, and I think the scene was poorly constructed. There was no mention of practicing because you're awkward around girls, this would help you, it just happened. And there's Gabriel just a few miles away from here, but need I go on? I'm mentioning this scene again because, yes, it's very clear Rosita does die, but she does survive the Battle of Hilltop. And it does answer why she was sent here, to bond closer with Eugene, so they didn't leave on a bad note, or to save his radios. And everything Rosita does is just going to mean more and more to him when he meets Stephanie. And of course, meanwhile, we do see more of Negan and the Whisperers this episode. Interestingly, the aftermath of the Battle of Hilltop, once it's all burned down, people have died. Alpha has won. They are standing where Hilltop was, outside of Hilltop, all burnt down. But I think for Alpha to know she's won, she'd have to see a familiar face from their side. Or she'd know that they just ran away, they escaped, they fled. So I think Negan's actually putting down a known someone that has died, because Alpha doesn't kill walkers, who is he possibly killing? The Whisperer way is to have them join the Horde, so I think Negan's putting someone out of their misery, of course, as a walker, they don't feel it, but just as an honour to them. Someone that he actually knows to do that, unless it's just some random Hilltop person that he feels almost responsible for killing. Don't forget, he took part in firing fire arrows at Hilltop, so I can imagine there's a hint of guilt with Negan. We know he has so much empathy for mothers, children. If they are part of those that died in the attack, I'm sure Negan would still feel quite bad about that, although he did try to stop it. It's interesting if Negan originally wanted to join the Whisperers to be a Whisperer, to genuinely join them, but he ends up seeing something that changes his mind. Not the weird Whisperer stuff that he's seen and done, but the dead kid, the dead mother that he sees at Hilltop. It's completely possible that this was his plan in the end, but he changed along the way. He gets a wake-up call from seeing what he did. Think about the last person he saw before joining the Whisperers. It was Brandon. Brandon had just killed the mother and the son. It immediately brought out the human side in Negan. He was angry, and so that could very well be the thing that brings him back out of it as well. That makes him plan for Alpha's death that he may have not already have planned for. Of course, people that know about the comics are already aware of Negan's intent, we all know what he's up to, but the show's massive difference is that characters are already finding out. That's already such a massive change, and it kind of changes the meaning of what Negan's doing. He didn't just yell at Aaron to tell him that he's working for them secretly. He's going to kill Alpha. He seemed unsure. Of course, that could just be written that he doesn't say anything because he's going to be revealed with Alpha's head. But it's interesting, the differences that the show's adding. In the trailer, we hear Alpha tell Negan there's something she still needs. And we later see a more serious-looking Negan tell Alpha he's got what she's looking for. Now, straight away, I think this is Gamma. Beta failed to get her, so it's Negan's turn. I think he's telling her that he's got Gamma. We then see Negan lead Alpha out to a shed, so I never thought I'd ask something this boring before in my life, but what's in the shed? I think he gets Gamma. I think we're meant to believe that Gamma is in the shed, and she very well may be. But this to me is the perfect time to kill Alpha. The only thing that makes me think this wouldn't happen now is because episode 14 is called Look at the Flowers, of course relating to Carol and when she killed Lizzie. What could possibly happen in episode 14 relating to Carol that is such a pivotal moment in her story with Alpha already dead? I think we're meant to believe it happens here, but I think it's more likely it's episode 14. But then again, that's so much closer to the Commonwealth storyline. Right now, I could easily sit here and tell you that I think Alpha's going to die next episode. It's so clear. But I think there's just a bit more. Gamma could actually just die. I mean, think about who's going to raise Adam. Earl, Alden, Gamma. Which one of the three will die? I don't think they can coexist together. But I want to know what you think. On the top right of your screen, you're going to see an eye icon. Just click or tap on that, you can vote in the poll. What is in this shed? Is it Alpha's fate? Will Negan finally take this time to be alone with Alpha to kill her? Is Gamma really in there? Is Negan going to trap Alpha? Is Negan going to let Gamma get the kill? Or does Carol somehow make it over to where Alpha is? If this really is where Alpha dies, then what is episode 14 all about, being called Look at the Flowers? Make sure you let me know, and of course comment down below what you think. I really want to hear what you think on this. There will be deaths, and I think it will be Nabila and someone else that belongs to the Hilltop. I said Earl, but he seems to make it out alive, or at least safely for a while with Judith. Alden and Kelly need to be saved, and so Earl with Judith could be the one to do that. Make sure you let me know what you think down below. Make sure you press the like button if you enjoyed this video. It helps me out and will get this video more seen. If you did enjoy it, then make sure you check out videos that are similar to this one. Make sure you check out my full review on episode 11. I talk about things you may have missed and what was foreshadowed. It will help you, of course, predict for yourself on what could happen next week. Make sure you subscribe so that you're the first to hear about The Walking Dead and the first to see my videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.